Prepare to embark on a spine-chilling journey through the darkest corners of Argentina. From ancient ruins echoing with ghostly whispers to haunted mansions that hold tragic secrets, these are the 15 chilling haunted locations in Argentina you won't want to miss. Dare to watch as we explore the eerie and the unknown? Your pulse will race, and your curiosity won't let you look away. 1. Cerro Monje, Monje Hill. Picture yourself standing at the base of Cerro Monje, a lonely hill shrouded in mystery, deep in the province of Salta. The air around you feels heavy, thick with the weight of something unseen. As the sun dips below the horizon, an eerie silence blankets the land, and the hill's jagged silhouette grows darker against the fading sky. Locals speak of strange lights that dance across the hill at night, unearthly orbs that flicker in the distance, vanishing as soon as they appear. You begin your ascent, and with each step, the feeling of being watched grows stronger. Shadowy figures, barely visible, seem to move in the periphery of your vision. But every time you turn, there's nothing. It's said that the spirits of ancient indigenous tribes still guard this land, their presence manifesting in the shadows that cling to the rocks. The air grows colder, and a whisper, faint yet clear, reaches your ears. You freeze, realizing you're not alone. The hill has eyes, and they've been watching you all along. 2. Palacio Barolo, Buenos Aires. Palacio Barolo towers over Buenos Aires, its design inspired by Dante's Divine Comedy, and its haunted legacy just as dark. You step inside, and immediately a chill wraps around you, as though the very walls are breathing. The grand halls, once filled with life, now echo with the faint whispers of the past. It is said that the spirits of those who lived here are trapped, wandering endlessly through the building's labyrinthine corridors. You walk deeper into the building, and suddenly, the lights flicker. A cold draft sweeps through, despite no open windows. As you climb the winding staircase, you hear it, a low murmur, a voice calling your name, though no one else is around. Some say it's the architect himself, doomed to walk the halls of his creation, searching for something lost to time. Others hear the cries of forgotten souls, their sorrowful moans carried on the wind. You quicken your pace, but the footsteps behind you grow louder. You stop. They stop. You realize, whatever haunts this place, it's right behind you. 3. The abandoned psychiatric hospital of Buenos Aires, Hospital Posadas. The crumbling facade of Hospital Posadas looms before you, its once white walls now stained with the passage of time. As you step through the rusted gates, the air grows thick with the scent of decay. This place has seen unspeakable horrors, and the spirits of its tormented patients are said to linger still. The wind howls through broken windows, but beneath it, you hear something else, a faint rhythmic tapping, like the sound of a finger gently drumming on the cold, tiled floor. The corridors are long and dark, each room filled with the memories of suffering. The temperature drops suddenly, and you feel it. A hand, cold as ice, brushes against your arm. You whirl around, but there's no one there. As you move further inside, the sounds of weeping grow louder. Figures in hospital gowns flicker in the shadows, their faces pale, eyes hollow, begging for release. But here, in these haunted halls, there is no escape. Not for them, and not for you. 4. The ghost town of Villa Epecuén. Villa Epecuén was once a thriving lakeside resort, but now it's a ghost town, its ruins standing as a testament to nature's fury. The town was submerged for years, and when the waters receded, what remained was a desolate, eerie landscape. You walk among the skeletal remains of buildings, the cracked earth beneath your feet, echoing the sounds of lives long forgotten. It's quiet, too quiet. Then you hear it, a faint voice, a child's laughter, carried on the wind. You turn, and in the distance, you see them, shadowy figures walking through the streets, as if time has stood still. The spirits of those who lost everything when the waters rose are said to roam these ruins, trapped in the moment their world was washed away. As you explore further, a sense of dread creeps over you. You hear whispers, soft and mournful, and suddenly the temperature plummets. The spirits are close, and they're watching you, waiting for you to join them in the watery grave they can never leave. 5. Cementerio de la Recoleta, Recoleta Cemetery, Buenos Aires. The towering mausoleums of Recoleta Cemetery stand like silent sentinels, guarding the souls that lie within. As you step through the gates, the stillness is palpable, interrupted only by the occasional rustle of leaves or the distant chime of a bell. But beneath that tranquility lies something darker. Visitors often report the sensation of being watched, and as you walk deeper into the labyrinth of tombs, you begin to feel it too. The spirits here are restless. You pass by the grave of a young woman, and for a moment, you swear you see her standing there, staring at you with hollow eyes, before fading into the shadows. In the distance, the sound of footsteps echoes, but when you turn, no one is there. It's said that the ghost of Rufina Cambacheras, a young woman buried alive by mistake, wanders the grounds, searching for peace she'll never find. The air grows cold, and a whispering breeze tugs at your clothes. The dead here are not at rest, and their mournful cries will haunt you long after you've left. 6. The Castle of San Carlos, San Carlos de Bariloche. Perched on a hill overlooking San Carlos de Bariloche, the Castle of San Carlos stands in crumbling disrepair, its once majestic turrets now fading into ruin. As you approach, the wind howls through the broken windows, carrying with it an unsettling quiet. The locals say the castle is cursed, its owners long gone, but their spirits lingering within its walls. You step inside, and immediately, the air thickens with a sense of foreboding. The grand hall is eerily silent, save for the faint creaking of floorboards beneath your feet. But then, a whisper, a voice, soft and insistent, calls your name. You freeze. The shadows seem to move, and out of the corner of your eye, you catch a glimpse of a figure, pale and translucent, standing just beyond the doorway. The castle's former occupants are said to roam these halls, their restless souls unable to leave the place where tragedy struck. As you move deeper into the decaying rooms, the whispers grow louder. The walls seem to close in, and you realize the curse is real, and it's waiting for its next victim. 7. The Hospital of the Holy Spirit, El Hospital del Espíritu Santo, La Plata. The Hospital of the Holy Spirit in La Plata is a place where life and death once intersected daily, but now only death remains. As you approach the abandoned building, a sense of dread settles over you. The hospital's history is one of tragedy. Countless patients passed through its doors, many never leaving. Locals speak of ghostly figures seen wandering the hallways at night, their pale forms flickering in and out of sight. You step inside, and the faint sound of footsteps echoes through the empty corridors. The lights above you flicker, casting long, eerie shadows on the walls. Suddenly, a chilling gust of wind sweeps past you, despite the windows being sealed shut. You hear whispers, faint at first, then louder, voices of those who suffered, who cried out for help, but never received it. The spirits of the hospital's lost patients are said to roam these halls, seeking the peace they never found in life. And now, they've found you. 8. Estancia San Gregorio, Santa Cruz. The Patagonian winds howl across the desolate landscape as you approach Estancia San Gregorio, an abandoned ranch that feels frozen in time. The sun is setting, casting long shadows across the crumbling buildings. Once a thriving ranch, it's now a place shrouded in mystery and fear. As darkness falls, the silence of the night is broken only by the sound of distant hoofbeats. Though no horses have been kept here for decades, the locals speak of ghostly cowboys seen riding across the plains, their spectral forms vanishing into the night. You explore the ranch, and the air grows cold. You hear the faint sound of a lasso swinging, the crack of a whip, but there's no one in sight. The spirits of the ranch's past inhabitants are still here, trapped in an eternal cycle of work and death. And now, as the moon rises, they've returned, watching your every move. 9. La Casa de la Cultura, the House of Culture, Mendoza. La Casa de la Cultura in Mendoza may be a center for art and creativity by day, but by night, it transforms into something far darker. The building's history is rich, filled with performances, exhibitions, and celebrations, but not all who entered its doors have left. As you step inside, the air feels heavy, and a cold draft greets you, despite the warmth outside. The staff speak of strange occurrences, lights flickering, objects moving on their own, and ghostly apparitions seen in the darkened hallways. You walk down the corridors, and you hear it, the faint sound of a piano playing in the distance, though the instrument sits untouched. Then, a voice, a soft, melodic hum, echoes through the air, sending a shiver down your spine. The spirits of artists and musicians, once alive with creativity, now linger in the shadows, their performances unfinished, their presence undeniable. You feel a chill on the back of your neck, and you know you're not alone. 10. Casa de los Lamentos, House of Laments, Córdoba. In the heart of Córdoba lies the Casa de los Lamentos, a house burdened with the sorrow of a love story gone tragically wrong. As you approach the aging structure, the walls seem to breathe with the weight of untold stories. The locals say that the spirit of a heartbroken woman still wanders the halls, her cries echoing through the night. You step inside, and the air is thick with a sense of despair. The house is cold, despite the warm weather outside. Suddenly, a soft sob breaks the silence, and you feel a presence behind you. You turn, but no one is there, only shadows. You hear her again, her cries growing louder, more desperate. She's searching for something, or someone, lost to her forever. The walls close in, and you realize you're standing in the middle of her sorrow, trapped in a moment of eternal grief. 11. The ruins of Quilmes, Cerro de los Quilmes. The ancient ruins of Quilmes lie beneath the watchful gaze of the mountains, a place once filled with life, now overtaken by silence. But it's said that the silence is deceptive, for the spirits of the indigenous people who once called this place home still walk these lands. As you step into the ruins, The wind whispers through the stones, carrying with it the voices of the past. The air grows colder, and you feel eyes upon you, watching from the shadows. The silence is broken by faint, rhythmic drumming, though no one is there. Locals speak of figures seen at dusk, shadows moving among the stones, watching, waiting. The spirits of the Quilmes people are still here, guarding their land, their presence felt in every gust of wind and every whisper in the night. You take another step, and the ground beneath you feels different, like you're walking over something sacred, something ancient, something not meant to be disturbed. 12. The old train station of Aguas de Oro, Buenos Aires. The old train station of Aguas de Oro stands eerily abandoned, its once bustling platforms now silent and overgrown with weeds. As you approach, the rusted tracks stretch out into the darkness, leading nowhere. The station has been deserted for years, yet locals still claim to hear the sounds of a train whistle echoing through the night. As you step onto the platform, the wind whistles through the empty building, and you hear it, a faint, distant whistle, growing louder. Then, the unmistakable sound of footsteps follows. You look around, but there's no one there. The platform creaks under your feet, and suddenly, you feel a presence, like someone standing just behind you. You turn quickly, heart racing, but there's nothing, just the oppressive silence. Legend has it that the passengers who once frequented this station never left. Some say they board a phantom train that appears only at night, and once you see it, you're destined to ride it forever. As the night deepens, the sound of the approaching train grows louder, and you realize you're not alone on this platform. 13. The Haunted Hotel Edificio Cavana, Buenos Aires. In the heart of Buenos Aires, the Edificio Cavana stands as an architectural masterpiece, but within its elegant walls lies a much darker story. As night falls, this grand hotel becomes something else entirely, a place where the spirits of its former residents still linger. Guests have reported strange occurrences, lights flickering, cold drafts in rooms that should be warm, and whispers that seem to come from nowhere. As you enter the lobby, the air feels unnaturally cold. You make your way through the corridors, and the shadows seem to move with a life of their own. In one room, you feel a sudden chill, as if someone has brushed past you. Then, a soft voice, whispering, barely audible, calls your name. You freeze. The door to the room slams shut on its own, and you feel the weight of eyes watching you from the darkness. Those who have stayed here speak of restless spirits who never checked out. As you step back into the hallway, the lights flicker once more, and you realize this is a place where the past refuses to rest. 14. The Phantom Ship of Lake Nahuel, Huapi, Patagonia. Lake Nahuel, Huapi in Patagonia, is known for its serene beauty by day, but as night falls, the lake takes on an entirely different atmosphere. Locals speak of a ghost ship that appears during the thick fog that rolls across the water, its dark silhouette barely visible against the night sky. As you stand by the shore, the fog begins to creep in, swallowing the horizon. The water, once calm, now feels ominous. You hear it first, a faint, eerie creaking, as if wood is being strained under the weight of something heavy. Then, through the mist, you see it, a ship, black as the night, gliding silently across the water. No crew, no lights, just the dark outline moving steadily toward you. The ship has no origin and no destination, forever drifting in the fog. Those who have seen it claim to hear the cries of long-lost sailors, their voices carried on the wind. You turn away, heart racing, but the creaking grows louder. The phantom ship is closer now, and as the fog swallows everything around you, you wonder if you, too, will disappear with it. 15. The ruins of San Ignacio Miní, Misiones. Deep in the province of Misiones, the ruins of San Ignacio Miní stand as a haunting reminder of a bygone era. These ancient Jesuit ruins are steeped in history, but with that history comes something far darker. As you walk through the crumbling stone corridors, the air feels heavy with the weight of the past. The stone walls seem to pulse with energy, as if they are alive with the memories of those who once lived here. Locals speak of strange occurrences, whispers heard in the dead of night, ghostly figures seen moving among the ruins, and an unshakable feeling of being watched. As you step deeper into the ruins, you hear it. Faint, indistinct voices speaking in a language you cannot understand. The wind picks up, and for a moment, you see them. Shadowy figures, their faces hidden in the dark, watching you from the distance. The spirits of the indigenous people and the Jesuit priests, who once called this place home, are said to still wander these grounds, forever bound to the land. You feel a cold hand on your shoulder, but when you turn, there's nothing but silence and the empty ruins. Yet, the feeling lingers. You are not alone. Now that you've witnessed the haunting tales of Argentina's most terrifying locations, which one will you dare to visit? From ghost towns to cursed castles, these stories linger long after the night falls. Don't forget to subscribe for more bone-chilling journeys, and let us know which haunted place you'd explore, if you dare.